Welcome back to our Kanto Park build. Income has dropped, but we've been reorganizing things here. We are over 4 stars by a pretty
If there's
decent
one thing
amount,
I hate, it's a missed opportunity.
so that's nice. Got this hotel still getting rebuilt here, actually, too. So the Cerulean city's been redesigned. Well, essentially. We've moved the food over to where the bike shop is and then converted the old food to drinks, which was the Pokemon Center. No, this is the Mart. This is the center. We changed the bunker, slid that over here to be this Dig TM house with the other staff center there. And then the rest of Celadon is pretty far along. We moved the staff center down here, put in a backup shelter as just another filler building. We put in a little bathroom here, just as, again, placeholders for actual buildings. That should be roughly the same size as each other, but are all sorts of crazy varying sizes. But at least there's the right number of buildings if you count the bathrooms. So you know what? It's something. Um, yeah. So cycling road is the next thing to work on. I think I'm happy. So these are like the gatehouses on cycling road. There should be a fly house where you get the fly TM above it over here. So why don't we just do one of these little guys again? There you go. That's where you get your fly TM. And then I think it should be just basically trees back here behind it. Probably along like that. And there's a little bit of, there's like a grass patch over here. So we can do a little bit of that. And then, yeah, we'll redesign that as necessary. Now we need to get Fuchsia in the Safari Zone going. But, yeah, the big thing's going to be 93%. Are you actually dying? You know what? Probably not. You probably had a dominance fight. The big thing's going to be getting this contract now that just popped up. 18 territory. We're rocking... Wrong tab. 15 Chasmos. So we could do Chasmo. Or 13 Morose. We actually have more Chasmos. Wait, why does it... Which territory is 16? There's not 16 Dimorphodon, are there now? 13. But nothing is 16. Interesting. Right? There's like 10 of you. Yeah. Also, your territory's being dumb again. How is your territory being that dumb? That's the real question. Well, anyway. So that contract must carry over a territory size from earlier in the run. It doesn't actually refer back to your current territory sizes, just like your historic territory size. Let's do Chasmosaurs. These are Sonoran Lethal Baits, which should be the base one here. We'll just make sure we're not on the shiny. We are. Sonoran Lethal Baits. Save and exit. We'll have enough money to get that done, I think. Shouldn't be a big issue.
Hopefully, you feel the same way, and we'll take a look at this latest assignment.
91, 97, 90. You know what? That's better than it's been for a while. 81 accommodation. Are we still rebuilding that goddamn hotel? No, it just literally, we saw it right before it updated. Incredible. Okay. One could perform, one poorly configured. Yeah, probably with the addition of the hotel, these ones have changed, if I'm going to guess. That is absolutely the case. Candy is not going to do the job. However, we don't need all this green anymore. Interesting. The income is different. Well, the preview's broken. So let's do this. 10,000. 8,000. Preview seemed accurate that time. I'm willing to take the hit on profit just to maximize rating right now, I think. Am I? I mean, I guess. 17.4, 18.1. It's not that big of a difference. Yeah, because we take a hit on... It's not actually good for us to take a hit on profit here, because rating doesn't really matter compared to profits. But the thing is, if we switch it over, it's not like we're going to be suddenly... Like, we can't count on these shops staying consistent. So the case in the future might be that we're actually seeing much more of a loss on these shops. So I'd rather just get them okay now and like not deal with it. Okay, no configuration issues. That's kind of my thought process. How many do we need here? We need like 3, right? We only got 2 that aren't aggressive. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. We probably don't rest here just in case a storm comes. It's a little awkward in terms of trying to get the bonus, the substantial bonus. Can we synth without doing the rest? No, but we could also just do it to get it done. And then rest afterwards. Fuck it, do it. Do it. It'll be fine. We're not going to get stormed. It's going to be fine. We'll need power down here, but I don't want to do that until we have everything else sorted. We'll run power down past the water. Interior and the land, not on the shoreline. We'll try to keep the cycling road as much like a bridge as possible by not adding anything else to it until we decide we really have to. Which will probably be as soon as we put any appeal in the safari zone, of course. But, you know, it's fine. I mean, I definitely want at least those 2. 440. And I want to check the territory size, too. And try to, yeah, 15. Try to account for the possibility of death. This should be 17 when it updates. Any minute now.
Now I've been
Fascinating. Why did that contract complete? $27 and $28, or $27, $26. Ah, population never goes above 15 on the UI, maybe? That's got to be it. So it did check dynamically for 16. That's 18 by my count. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll hold the other Chasmos back. Just leave them in here. And save it for another contract like that in the future. Basically. That gives us $2 million to play with too, which is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. So that finishes Triceratops up. Let's get that going. On you. So, Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Stygimoloch, and Alamosaurus. That's the plan for this pen. Put everything that we possibly can in it. So, I'm going to pause. We're going to get this set up, I think. And we're going to go from there. One quick peek at the ratings, just to see if these shifted. Don't really look like it. Okay. All right, after some design work, we're good to go here. Coming into hour 3 of this recording session that consists of this episode and the last. And getting less than a third of that into the actual videos. But here's what we're looking at, Safari Zone. So what we've done is we've got Fuchsia City here with the elevated section that you can kind of implied by the way the game map looks. All the buildings are properly placed. 4 buildings here. Put an amenity in place of the gym, 1 in place of the Pokemon Center, and then the Pokemon Mart, of course. Let's shut these down so they don't drain our income for now. Yeah, Pokemart, Pokemon Center, gym. First time we've used the gym as an amenity, but in terms of like the width available here for us to use for Fuchsia, I think that's the correct call. The bottom part here is not fully ironed out, so don't take this as the actual lake or actual ocean borders down here. Yeah, then we got the warden's house, we got the fisherman's house, the safari zone entrance. So that actually laid out pretty well, just about the right amount of buildings to make it work. Inside the safari zone, we've based this on the 4 areas of the safari zone roughly. We've had to take some liberties because the safari zone in game is very wide and not very deep, which is not true for the map layout. So we've kind of positioned the 4 quadrants kind of in a little bit of a diamond very roughly. We've got the rest houses, some of them as bathrooms, some of them as viewing domes. This is the house with we get the Surf HM. This is one of the 4 rest houses for the 4 zones. And then the mountains roughly follow the layout of the mountains. The elevated ridges from the game itself, although we've had to merge some of them together and ignore some smaller ones. And then I put a little bit of sand in where it kind of looked like the terrain was more sandy than grassy. And then the border of the safari zone is forest, not ocean. So we put trees in on the border where we can. We can't really get it perfect. And then, of course, we'll have to fill in the interior with food for whichever dinosaurs / Pokemon we put in here. So, the fossils just finished, which I think finishes up Triceratops, right? Yes. So these are going to be Aggron, because Aggron has a horn arrangement that is very reminiscent of Triceratops. You could equally argue that there may be some sort of theropod, but we have too many theropods and not nearly enough herbivores. So we're looking at Svalbard Calcarana. Sorry, these were 100%, right? Yeah. Svalbard should be here. This one's Svalbard Calcarana. We're gonna want definitely like humble and social. Let's do 50-50 and long-lived on 75%, I'd say. All right, we'll get them started. And then we'll do the shiny afterwards. We only need like 3 of these. In the interest of making the enclosure work out as optimally as possible, there's a strong argument that we don't want to take more than the minimum here, but I think we'll take whatever we get, really, that we can justify financially at least. Now, Stiggy's nowhere near close. Same with the Pachycephalosaurus. So those we're going to have to keep working at. I'm not going to go do a dig because I'd like to get these trikes out. Well, having said that, is that true? Right now, this is all fine. There's nothing going on now. And if we put dinosaurs in this pen, that's going to upset the apple cart on the distribution of amenities and everything here, which are already very unstable and inconsistent. So maybe we won't go and hatch these right away. Maybe we want to get Pachycephalosaurus sorted out first. Definitely don't want aggressive. Look at the perfect alpha in the batch right away. That's nice. We could skip the not long-lived ones. Take 4. That's already 1,400,000. So what if we just hatch these 2? Pretty sure Triceratops is a 2. Let's look. Why do I not? Pretty sure it's 2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3. It is ground fiber. Yeah, why don't we start with the minimum here? Because we're going to have 2 more species coming in pretty quick afterwards. So we'll take these 2. So yeah, let's just go ahead and focus on digging, though. We'll get all 3 species ready to go. We'll release them all this episode and get the safari zone pretty well populated. And then we can worry about the Alamosaurus later as the final addition. So I think what I'm going to do in the interest of time is not include the fossils in this episode. I'll just process and sell whatever we get. And we'll be back when we actually have something interesting to synthesize. Somehow my Jeep got himself stuck inside here. Incredible work. Well, wow, we managed to teleport him somehow. That's also just incredible work. Okay, these guys will never leave this lower area. Like, why the Dracorex is obsessed with staying in this specific area. Why don't we just... The Apatos maintain a much bigger territory in general, so we'll just make sure they're happy down here, I guess. Because they're going to be shitheads. Meganium, yeah, they're... You're fine, Apatos. Sorry, the people you have to share your enclosure with are a bunch of dummies. Damn Marowaks don't know how to take care of themselves. Maybe that's why they wear the skulls of their dead. Also, I like that there's are these flowers part of the viewing dome? Or is that from a brush that we've used? Because I don't see purple flowers anywhere except by the viewing dome. That's interesting. Oh yeah, there's kind of some different plants around it. Maybe those are intended to be there as part of the dome itself. And the Dialos have bugged out now too and are stuck in hunting prey loops where they're not actually hunting anything. In fact, they're all starved. This is incredible. Good work, guys. How many dinosaurs are in the park? Why are things breaking down? It's 82 dinosaurs. Things shouldn't be breaking down. Just dispense a few goats here. Like, this should be fine, because they'll dart these and get them topped off. And then they'll panic and sort their shit out eventually. Yeah, that one's moving now. Dude, I don't know what some of these pathfinding issues are being caused by, because they're really weird. Well, whatever. Game's falling apart, like usual. Okay, I think we have to do an export contract, sell some stuff with high appeal. We lost Haxorus, the eldest, most Allosaurus, who has not yet been able to be replaced. So let's evaluate what other big ticket dinosaurs are close to dying. 93, 94 on fracture. Yeah, that would be you, my friend. You're about to be dog. And how are these guys doing? 91, 80, 89, 91. Yeah, we could replace Komodo as well. 335 appeal. Contract is 975. And Allosaurus is 6. So if we replace the two of those, that's pretty much it. So let's, yeah, cycle out these two that are just about to be dead anyway.
We're in the paleo curation business.
And
sure,
go from there. We got another
people
morose
only hear
who's
that
decided
paleo
to
part.
probably
However,
get
it's
itself
that
murdered.
say
Yeah,
in
look,
business
this shit
that
right
really
here.
hardcore.
I'm thirsty.
real
I need to,
survival
we
of the
water
fittest.
my die. Walk as slow as you fucking can towards the water. Now, in every other situation where I use morose, I would put in more goddamn lakes so that we don't have to watch this painful bullshit happen. But in this case, it's designed to look specifically like an environment, so it's just gonna be what it is. He should get there in time. Like, he's getting pretty close. Okay, it's an extra 100K in there. Now, we might be just shy of finishing that contract. And a storm rolling in, because why wouldn't a storm roll in at the same fucking time?
Asset has been collected.
Getting kind of tired of the frequent storms. They're just tedious. They don't add any real difficulty. It'd be more interesting to do, like, more significant storms. make them more damaging and longer, rather than just have them happen more often. Difficulty. Like, I don't know. Let's talk about JPOG for a second. In JPOG, you had the possibility of twisters. Incredibly damaging events, but very infrequent. I think that'd be a more compelling gameplay mechanic than the way Storms currently operate in this game. Okay, I already queued that repair job up. What else do we got? Over here. Why is... Oh, because that's the... I saw this was damaged, and so I was very confused. Or was red. So I assumed that this damage here was the entry point, which made me very confused that this was on power. But it's because that's the pylon. Of course. That makes perfect sense. Oh, wow. One more appeal. That's incredible. Probably a Cosmosaur that's about dead. I don't need to look at the genetics. I need to look at the age. Shiny Bastiodon. 29, 38. No, they're all... Wait. You, Cosmo 8. Perfect. This one. Okay, another building has been damaged. Over here. One mil 200. The Allosaurus is ready to go. That is 1 mil 6 that return Haxorus to existence. Okay. Are you seriously still... Oh, this is, I think, a different one dying from not having water. Not putting any hustle in a step at all. And you also are dying. Oh, this was the one that was dying, right? Surely?
Sounds like we have good news. This latest
Yeah,
objective
healing. And then they're doing a fucking pack hunt, so they'll get hurt again and maybe die. I don't think the Morose struggle with pack hunting, though, right? They should be fine. Probably. I don't know if I've ever seen a Morose get killed by a goat. Alright, there's the money for the contract. Let's get Haxorus recreated. We'll work on getting the other ones back online, too.
is finished. That feeling you have, the satisfaction of a job well done.
We also might as well get the Pachycephalosaurs sorted out here. So, our Rampardos are going to be Svalbard Rana. We'll go do the usual push for some humble social. We should be hatching enough of these that, like, maybe we can do that. Yeah, I think we'll try that. They're kind of shit, huh? Let's go ahead and do these, I guess. I was going to do the Fracture, but, well, we got the Haxorus being recreated here. We can't really do it. We also need our shiny to be revived here, too. So our shiny, I forget which one it was, honestly. Okay, looks like we got a pretty good selection. Pachycephalosaurus social. Let's find that. I think it's like 3 or 4. Why can I not find Pachycephalosaurus? I'm just looking at the Triceratops page, but it should be... What? Legitimately wondering if it's just missing. Oh, it's neutral. Oh, stupid. It's a true neutral relationship in both directions? I thought one of them likes each other. Social's 4 here. So we got humble, defensive, strong, social. Humble, defensive, social, strong. Definitely want the long live. Maybe we just take these 4. Let's do it. Let's take these 4. We'll get those hatched immediately because then we can open up Fuchsia City for tourism. Then when the aloe's done, we can get the shiny processed. Let's get the trikes released.
Heading to collect the asset.
Or rather, the agrons. I think we'll leave the shops deactivated until we got Pachycephalosauruses also moved in.
Underway.
Yeah, let's do these first.
Commencing asset transit. Acknowledging asset collection.
I think I just saw contracts pop up there, right? I guess we try for appeal because we're not going to do fights. 96% appeal, that's totally fine.
Quest.
That's not bad at all. We might just be getting
You'd think
that.
dinosaurs would be enough, but we have competition. Look, it's a raptor eat raptor world now, so we need to do everything.
Fucking what? Oh. Well, that's certainly a thing that happened, huh? Well, what the fuck? How did this happen? Which part is crooked for that not to align? Oh, god damn it, dude. All right. Plug the gap. That appears to be straight. By every metric I can evaluate it, that is in there straight. So, let's do this. Apparently with a weird curve. I mean, I think given the way this is aligned with the water, it's also in there straight. So how is this not?
Thing we can to get our park rating on an upward trajectory. That's a measure of our success in paleo entertainment.
Okay, so that's connecting up basically the same way. Fuck off, dude. I wish the tunnels weren't selectable unless you were on the thing itself, because how often do you actually want to destroy a tunnel? Yep, that's totally didn't want to fucking put that fence down, huh? You shit. All right, I mean, I'm gonna just guess that something was slightly misaligned there in that corner because this looks correct to me. I don't know, man. Seems fine.
Transit has commenced.
What can be said about the Triceratops?
Well, there's our Agron. Maybe not the best rendition, but how do we make a Triceratops look like a big metal
People want
dinosaur man?
to see
Like,
them, and we want to share them with the world. Don't let that fearsome appearance fool you. Those horns are mostly for defense.
oh yeah, we need to fix the goddamn thing. Complete connection again. I need just the tunnel because the thing exists.
And impressing other Triceratops.
Okay. More ground fiber. There you go. Pachycephalosaurs. Number 1. That's our Rampardos. These guys eat ground leaf. So no overlap with their current contemporaries. Which is not the best thing in the world.
This animal is an herbivore. It can be a star attraction or a security nightmare if it turns those horns in our fancy.
And Haxorus back into the pen.
En route to pick up the asset.
Now we have enough to... Well, let's get this out. So let's say we have enough to start the synthesis on Fracture, our other allosaur, but...
Achycephalosaurus, or thick-headed lizard in Greek, which is where it gets its name. Claire has accused me of being this dinosaur more than a few times. It's also an herbivore, so obviously she couldn't be more wrong. About me, I mean.
Oh, that was interesting that he took like the kangaroo pose kind of for a moment there. That's commonly associated with pachycephalosaurs in general and the one from Lost World. Very intriguing. Okay. Very little demand here on this building. It's extremely unprofitable. Well, I guess we'll use that one as the metric for how fucked everything is. Yeah, we're gonna need to put a bathroom and a shelter over here. I kind of figured we'd have to. So what we're gonna do, I think, is put kind of like a way station in then, I guess. Yeah, basically kind of here in the middle. So I think we'll do a split in the bridge, basically. We'll do like clear a portion here for now. Then I want to do a little bit of a dealio with like one of these. 1, 2 maybe. Wow, the spacing on that could not have been better, huh? That's actually kind of wild. That is not what I meant to click. Do that. Let's cut this back down. All right. There we go. We got ourselves a little way station basically just on the way, which is about the best we can do for making that work. We could have made this more of an extended segment because the bridge does split in two in Johto, or in the Gen 4 Heart Gold Soul Silver Johto games, but
was the plan all along.
fine. It's good
Consider
enough.
this as you accomplish these missions.
Okay, those ratings are 100%, so at least that's good. These dinosaurs are fully visible. Pachycephalosauruses are fully settled in. We gave them maybe a little bit of extra ground leaf, but that's fine. All right, and you're ready to go. Oh, it looks like we finished our contract too. So this should be, yeah, Pelophylaxis Fracture, 11 and 3. Fossils real quick too, maybe. Looks to me like we're still missing Stygimole. That's the only one we've started and not finished. Also super cheap, so I'm willing to send it out here. Seems okay. Alright, so Mora 14 or Marga 14 is... Actually, I don't know if this is a Mora. It might be an Aurorus. Aurorus, Mora, Shiny Amora. So this has to be Shiny Aurora. By process of elimination. I know it's the correct skin pattern. I just forgot which one it was supposed to be. Okay, Stygimoloch's completed. We just need time to process it. So why don't we pause here and we'll be back to get out some Stygimolochs. I'd like to point this out. This Moros is running. He's running to water. Why in the fuck does it work sometimes and not other times? What the fuck is this about? We just had one die of thirst immediately before this, who was closer to the water than this one was. And just fucking just died. Just ate shit and died. Like, why? Okay, let's get these Styggies sorted.
Successfully executing a mission.
Yes, thank you.
relies
We had
on
a
preparation.
discovery contract to do Drysaurus
Same
research
holds
for
true
immense
for
profit,
securing
which
the
is very
dinosaur.
nice.
Based on the last objective, I'd say you've got the
Shut up,
necessary skill
Lambert.
set.
We also did the Chasmos finally. We had right before this the contract to increase territory size. Unfortunately, my money was gone from doing the Allos, and I missed the bonus by literally 2 seconds. The bonus was still counting down when the Chasmos were coming out, and then like 2 seconds after it hit 0, the territory updated. So I was very angry. Yeah, I let out a very loud noise and shook my head in disgust. Stygimoloch, these are Cranidos, the pre-evo of Rampardos, just like Stygimoloch is the pre-evolution of Pachycephalosaurus. In more ways than one. So Stygimoloch, likely a middle growth stage of a Pachycephalosaur, but not Wyomingensis, like the Pachycephalosaurus we have in-game, because Stygimoloch is found slightly earlier in strata than Pachycephalosaurus. So if Stygimoloch actually is a Pachycephalosaurus, it would be Pachycephalosaurus spinifer. So it actually would be a earlier species of Pachycephalosaurus. That's at least how I understand the whole ontology. I think that's the word. Thing between the Pachys, Stygimoloch, and Dracorex. That whole situation. So I was deeply amused by the idea of having Styggy as the pre-evo and then Pachycephalosaurus as the proper evolved form. And in terms of like their body proportions, it even kind of matches the Pokemon, which is really nice. So the Cranidos is going to be Quillian Calcarana. We're not doing shinies for these at all. We do have a shiny planned for Rampardos, but we could not get one for Cranidos. Quillian and Calcarana. And that's just unfortunately the way that worked out. We'll just do one of these, I think. You are at 100%? Yep, okay. I'm going to push you over the limit. You'll be fine. And then with these dopes, so you're resting currently, you'll be back in 57 seconds. Yeah, I guess we'll just rest you. Let this process, see what we get. And make sure we get the other disgruntled person rested right away. So, Stygimoloch. These are, again, 3 to 4 social. So I think we'll just take the 4 here. What do they eat? These guys eat ground leaf. Yeah, I think we'll do the 4 for now. I think we'll go light on the Safari Zone enclosure until we can get Alamosaurus put into it to really evaluate how wild we can go on the smaller species. I shut this shop down. It still wasn't profitable, which is concerning. We probably need the Alamosaurus for this to be like anything. Anything that we can do anything with. And we need to get one of these guys in here. Here's what I think we'll do. I think we'll just put this in as one of the rest houses. We'll move it up a little bit. Because I think that's a fine compromise. Ranger Team 5 is this one. It definitely needs to be 5 that comes in here. Who I think is going to start to be a little overburdened. No, wait. What else are you administering? Oh, you're administering the cars. Yeah, don't get them. We'll grab one of these guys. Ranger Team 3 is covering 5 and 12. That's 10. That's 5. You should be on like 5 and 10. Let's do 5, 10, and then the cars. Then the other team is back up on hatchery, and then, yeah, these guys and back up on the hatchery. Because I think 2 on the hatchery is actually good. Or the aviary is actually good, because the aviary has a tendency to be problematic both in terms of disease and taking damage during storms. So ensuring that there's always a ranger on standby for that is pretty good, I think. Okay. Yeah, so we're waiting on our person to come back. So let's wait for that. Now, one thing I missed about the Safari Zone enclosure, the Triceratops, they don't like anything that's going in here. They don't like sauropods
This
even.
is the Stygimoloch, and
So we
it
might
is
have an
one
issue.
hard-headed dinosaur.
Currently, got rocking social humble here. We might need tolerant. So if we do have an issue, the easy thing to do will be to take one of the Pachycephalosaurids and just move it into Viridian Forest. And that'll make it just fine. Let's see if this is going to be profitable yet. As it currently stands, I mean, no, but why don't we just leave it alone?
Sure. It has an armored dome crowned by horns. Despite
Okay. And I lost a goddamn Jeep to the fucking Carcharodontosaurus somehow.
this, it's a social and relatively docile animal, unless threatened.
The Garchomps. I mean, they are a menace, right?
This dinosaur can do a number on its enclosures and bash its way through any number of obstacles. Take that into consideration when you're planning its environment.
All right, there's our Cranidos. I feel like this was one we had to compromise on a bit. Because I think we couldn't really... Yeah, so the deal with Cranidos is like it's a gray dinosaur with a blue head dome and then like a blue kind of hips and tail. Which we can't really do the blue on just those parts of the body. But we can get the blue and the gray here going a little bit. It's not that bad in terms of like what we can achieve in game. At least that's what I would say. Forming territory. Looks like we might need some more ground leaf in here for them. It's also possible that it'll change with the alpha, which looks like it's being sorted out right at this moment. And this is still just not attracting much business. That'll change a bit with the other cities, but not really, because there's going to be a big route here that goes over all the way to Lavender. We'll have an enclosure here that'll be entirely reliant, I guess, on Saffron for appeal. '91, '94, and '87. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just shut this back down. I guess the thing to do would be to work on the next carnivore enclosure that goes over here next to Fuchsia City. Kind of taking up the routes that head towards Lavender, basically. Is the idea, at least. And then we'll have Vermilion and the little branch over here as another enclosure, I think. And then we'll need Seafoam Islands as a lagoon enclosure of some sort, basically. And that's going to be dependent upon Cinnabar Island for its amenities. And I think we can get creative and make that work too. But then we're done. I mean, the build is pretty close to being finished. In terms of other things to get out, we could look at some cryos, because we did lose one Cryolosaurus to that contract. They have not yet been replaced. So maybe we'll squeeze a couple of these out and then end it for today. I'm willing to hatch a few extra, too. We'll see what we can do. We've also been making very slight pushes on research. Very, very slight. We did Camarasaurs, essentially. And getting Alamosaurus would allow us to kind of finalize the Safari Zone plants. And would, they definitely need more ground leaf. And would, also definitely increase the appeal of this area. And make it much more viable. Well, we got it working for now, at least. So these like sauropods and ankylosaurids, so they're going to be fine. They'll have two species they don't get along terribly well with. And they might fight the pachycephalosaurids. So this is a little bit of science beyond just what we're actually working on here. And I guess maybe we push Tolerant on the trike and it might work. If we do Shiny Aggron, which I think we have. I think we have some shinies to do still too. Yeah, we have Shiny Aggron, we have Shiny Rampardos. So we could try Tolerant. We could try and see if Tolerant will actually make it work. Last I checked, Tolerant is just bullshit. So that might not work out. I think we'll take this now. It's kind of shit that we lack the funds to do a second one, because I'm sure our existing Cryolophosaurus is not long for this world. But we saw how buggy having just one is, so I think it's important that we get the second one out. Alright, Shiny Aggron's essentially blue instead of gray, so that's what we've got here with this other Triceratops. If we're pushing Tolerant, we need to actually research it. Shit. It's only 150k, so let's get that researched. So yeah, we'll have to, I think we'll try it. We'll see if Tolerant works. It might. So traditionally speaking, Tolerant was nerfed at some point in the game's development cycle after release in a patch. It used to be that you essentially, any species can cohabit with two neutral species, and then with up to some limit of population. But you could have like herds of like 10 or 15 dinosaurs per neutral species, something like that. And then Tolerant would increase the limit to the point where you could add a third, and as long as you didn't go crazy on the herd sizes, you could have three pretty big herds of neutral species in regards to the fourth Tolerant species. That was nerfed or adjusted, or just the general cohabitation meters were adjusted or something, to the point where adding Tolerant doesn't get you a third species. You still can only cohabit with two neutrals. You can just cohabit with more of them, which is generally worthless, because by and large, the penalty stems from the species being included and not the amount of members of the species, because it's only a few percent to add a bunch more dinosaurs in. Now, what I'm wondering is if the Tolerant issue, it being worthless, that is only the typical case, because we're adding a single Alamosaurus. So if we have one Alamosaurus, maybe, just maybe, Tolerant will make it work if we keep the Pachycephalosaurs and Stygimolochs also pretty low in terms of pack size. So if we have like 4 or 5 Pachycephalosaurs, 4 or 5 Stygimolochs, 1 Alamosaurus, maybe then the Triceratops will be good. So hopefully that's the case. So we'll have that set up ready to go when we get tolerant. The other problem is we just lost a Pyroraptor, which I have not been paying attention to. So we need to get these guys going. It looks like we pushed social on these because we had a pip, right? Yeah. With luck, it's because it wasn't long-lived. So we got to look at that soon, too. Let's go look at the herd. Maybe we're okay. 90, 83, 8390, 8390, 8390. They were all long-lived. They're all gonna die. Okay, well, shit. So we're back to the race to try and get something back in the park that's dying. And we should try to hatch a full set of 4. Well. Don't mind if I do. 900 appeal. Pyros are 150. Okay, we'll sell those 3. Where's the dead one? This UI glitch has to be new. Because this is coming up constantly that we can't fucking... Okay, it's already been flared. I see the flare growing there. Cryo. What's your sitch? 894.91. Yep. We'll sedate that. So we could have waited just a few minutes and then hatched 2 Cryolophosaurus instead of 1. Unfortunate. What I think we'll do is we'll get the 1 cryo we're hatching now in. And we'll see... We'll test again the issue with it losing its territory to attack on the fence. We'll leave it just as 1 in the park for a while. See where that gets us. Other things to replace. All the Uteranus have been replaced, with the exception of the Shiny, who was replaced much earlier. We could see if the Shiny is close to death. 5171, not really. Axu, maybe? 6094, also not really. We've had Dimorphodons die. There's also the possibility of these Chasmos. 12 is the earliest. No, 66. They're going pretty good too. Amaras and whatnot. Age 88. Well, okay. The good thing we're seeing here is that we're actually really close to having the park populations nicely overturned and stabilized again. So Dimorphodon might be the thing then. These are almost 100 apiece. So what I'm guessing happened, yeah, is we have Dimorphodons here that are not long-lived, that are dying. Dimorphodon 2, we can definitely...
Of course, I'm interested in the value of paleontology. Before me, the science toiled in relative obscurity.
All right. Well,
But
we'll
since
get
I
that stuff
created
taken care
living
of.
dinosaurs, doing the impossible
It's a pretty big deal when you're about to lose a whole dinosaur species like that. I'm not sure if it finances the full set of new Pyroraptors, but even if it gets us close, that's still really good.
requires a level of excellence you can only retain if you compensate accordingly.
Take a picture of him real quick before he's sold. We'll remember him forever. Okay. Yeah, we'll go here for a little while longer. This is a long episode, I guess, but this is a pretty important contract. So we'll wrap this up, get that Cryolophosaur out, and call it good. We're going super slow because I went to the Jeep, of course.
Transit has commenced.
Okay. Sell you off. How much is a Cryolophosaur? 335. That's going to be about 60 or so shy. Okay, Dilophosaurs maybe. 60. Nope, all the ones that were dying there are gone. That leaves the Dracos and potentially Moroses. 8473. Okay, I mean, they're fine too. 5092, 54, 35, no. Okay, so there's nothing in particular to get rid of for the rest. I don't want to actually get rid of any of the big ticket stuff. It's just not close enough to being dead. So let's do Casmo 12. Who should finish it all anyway. Oh, we're not going to replace Casmo 12. We'll just sell him all. It's fine. Alright, well there's Tolerant. Let's look at what we can do with the Trikes. So basically, I'm thinking we drop the lifespan entirely. We push up the Tolerant. Maybe we get Tolerant Humble Social? We're hatching a single one here when we hatch it. And then there's the Pyros. So these should be set up correctly. I'm willing to start these during the storm. It'd be nice to take a look at the eggs when this contract finishes and see if we can get them sold. Okay, so you have already been set up to be sold. So has the Dimorphodon. What do we got? No power all the way down here. Grab that real quick. Okay, next building damage. Also, just right down here. You know what? If the storm wants to concentrate its damage to this part of the park, I will gladly be happy to see it do that. Alright, let's get this cryo back in the park. This is our Komodo or whatever the fuck it's called. Might have put him a little far from the water and feeders there. Maybe not the best idea. Okay. Intolerant, aggressive, intolerant, 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 intolerant. Fine. Long live social on all of these. And you are just fit social. So we take these 4. 2 million bucks needed. Which is close to what the contract is.
Assets in the air.
I think the Dimorphodon, yeah, the Dimorphodon is still being moved. Okay, other damage. Just a couple of shops. Okay, let's grab one of these ranger teams. They don't have as much to do. Alright, you can do that, and you can do that. Thank you. Other ranger team can fix the gate that I notice is lightly damaged. Damaged gates always make me nervous, because I feel like that means they're likely to get damaged again and go down. You are all the way over there for some reason. Okay, there's that contract completed. It is in fact 2 million bucks, which does in fact get us the other stuff. That's good. Okay, everything else appears good. Pyro Raptors. Let's get these cooking. So there's the replacement Pyro Raptors. Research, we can continue to push the Alamosaur. Sure. It's fine. Leaves us with 600k to play with. The only thing I'd want to add to the park right now really is another Cryolophosaur, but only after the science experiment is completed and shows that we do have a problem.
I understand that you need to complete these
So,
missions.
yeah, he just needs to go
Win-win,
see
huh?
more water. He'll be fine. He's even got 2%, so we're not actually having a problem here. Okay. Well, we're good to go. Let's wrap this one up here, just shy of an hour.